You know they got that same name with different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Keisha and Keisha,
knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them.
Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment.
Keisha
you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
Hello.
What's up? Who missing G Money?
Wait, G-Money? Where's G-Money at?
Shoot. Breaking all that education
already,
in
G.
here. That black man and educated. Girl, we learned some stuff. We putting our books up.
Okay, look, I got the new Michelle Obama.
She's on #1 best-selling list.
She should be. A girl from the Chi, baby.
From the Chi-Town,
so
stand
excited,
up.
So I'm going to put her right there. Because, hey, Michelle.
And I got Trevor Noah. Boo.
Yes,
Born a Crime.
A
mess.
I might need to check that out.
Yeah, I got it, baby.
Okay.
I got you, baby.
All right, so I put up a few things yesterday about this or that. And I was feeling a little nostalgic. You know, remember all the black films? Like, we still kind of do good black films.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Tyler Perry at one point was trying to take over the market with the black films. But I love it when they do the black movies and kind of get everybody excited or whatever. So...
this or that?
Yeah, so it was like Bad Boys against Training Day.
I'm going to go
What do you think?
I'm going to let you go first.
Really?
Because I'm a neither.
Are you?
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
Yes.
And you don't like either one of them?
I mean, I don't pick neither one.
Okay, the reason why I say Bad Boys is because it's mixed with the comedy.
And it's corny.
1 and 2. You know, they got some good little storylines. I don't know. I like it.
I would have said Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, something real old school.
Okay, so all right, so Beverly Hills Cop and Bad Boys, that's what you're trying to compare?
Yeah, because in Training Day, I don't even. The reason I don't like Training Day, and please don't hit me up with all this mess on Facebook. The reason I don't is because I felt like Denzel has had so many better characters for him to win this Oscar with cussing and.
Well,
and I'm the cussing, Keisha. I liked him better in Philadelphia. When he played the attorney for Tom Hanks.
So you didn't like Bad Boys at all?
I mean, it was in his era. It was fine.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when it came to the two, if I wanted to pick one, I said neither.
Okay, so here's the deal. So you would not have you didn't see Bad Boys 2?
I saw all the Bad Boys movies because I'm black. But I mean, it was.
Black,
but I'm not hype about it.
Like
I just sat here and told you I like Philadelphia better. That's something would have got me hyped for Denzel.
All right.
Yeah,
I wasn't necessarily talking about the character.
I know, but I'm just saying I didn't like the movies.
Right, I
want to go back to that.
How about Do the Right Thing or Coming to America?
It's Coming to America, hands
really?
down. Even though I quoted Do the Right Thing last time. Remember I quoted Do the Right Thing last time. But it's Coming to America. Oh my God.
Okay, the reason why I would say Do the Right Thing because it had a very strong message that is still relevant today. Like if you go back and watch that movie,
I brought it up last week.
Yeah,
about they like Michael Jordan, but they didn't like black people.
I know, but it's so timeless.
But let me tell you
why.
But Coming to America showed us rich black people. We never saw black kings from Africa. Remember, that was the whole thing about Coming to America. He was with every black movie we seen. Everybody been poor. Everybody, attached to slavery. And then we got Africa poor. But then you got a brother that's a prince that had more money and he knew how to do stuff, and then they had all this class and he was trying to down his richness, and it was like, oh wow. And then the Jerry Curl and that Soul Glow. Coming to America had Soul Glow, it had Sexual Chocolate, it had the barbershop. Come on to make the Dowels. Come on to McDonald's was suing them.
I know, but doing the right
thing. But I gotta tell you about Coming to America. Samuel L. Jackson played a crackhead
I'm
gonna tell you why, because he said that was the first time he was sober, because he used to be on drugs. That was the first time he was sober playing a crackhead. And I was, I follow him. I'm sorry, Samuel Jackson. And I used to freeze on his eyes, y'all. His eyes used to be like this when he was robbing the McDonald's.
You crazy. All right, Waiting to Excel or What's Love Got to Do with it?
Waiting to Excel.
What's Love got to do with it, baby? That is the movie of all time. I love. He's like, yeah, you sorry, you the sorry. I love that.
The only part of that movie
I like. And then when she got in that thing going,
that's the only part.
out.
I was like, she came out bloody beat up, but that was the first time she had ever fought Ike back.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
That was
I'm
one
just
ass
saying,
whooping I would have took.
Waiting to Excel was okay, but what's love got to do with it, baby? Cause
Waiting
she be
to
like,
Excel
what's
was-
love? Like, I don't know. I would hands down take it up with. Cause Waiting to Excel, if I watched it today, I don't think I could get through the whole thing.
Oh, I could.
But I could watch What's Love Got to Do with it, knowing every part. Like,
isn't Waiting to Excel the one where Whoopi dies? Her friend Whoopi is her friend that goes with her and then goes back and she doesn't tell anybody she had cancer.
yeah.
That's how Stella got her groove back.
Oh, that is how Stella got her groove back. I was like, this is the one where Whoopi dies.
I was sitting there going, was Whoopi
Thank
and
you,
Waiting to
Peaches.
Excel?
Yeah, you agreed.
I know. All right.
Yeah, so Wait to Excel is when the husband
yeah, and
I
all the
like
girls
it.
at the end, they sitting on top of a mountain
card
or
for
something.
New Year's Eve. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good with Wait to Excel because dude borrowed, Whitney Houston man borrowed her toothbrush. Like, you know, the crazy boyfriends, the one that was, you know.
Okay,
yeah,
so
baby.
look, wait, a little sidebar.
I like
Speaking
Wait
of
to Excel.
toothbrushes, me and Peaches was watching the Housewives of Atlanta, and Portia was on there. You know, she got the new boo when she pregnant about. Like, she uses his toothbrush on the regular. Like, who would do that? Like, seriously. Like,
who thought the Underground Railroad was an
No.
Underground Railroad?
we gotta make everything look some stuff.
Okay, but Portia was the one who actually thought. I'm saying she's stupid.
What
is
does
what
She's
I'm
not
trying.
that stupid.
No, I'm
her
just
daddy
saying.
Is her granddaddy is
It's
Jose
and
Williams.
that's why
But that
everybody
don't
was
mean.
her.
But excuse me, her granddaddy don't because he's that don't mean you can't be stupid. If
She
your
not that
granddaddy,
stupid on black historical stuff. She know damn well the Underground Railroad.
well,
didn't
they
go
got her
on.
on. They got her on. They got her on
She
tape.
said that Dixie ass. They
Excuse
all
me.
have a role.
No,
Yeah, she
but
said
she
it.
made that. She made that comment like the Underground Railroad, and they was like, somebody said, "You actually think it's a real Underground Railroad?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Can we get back to the fact she using her dude's toothbrush
I'm
every day?
just the point I was trying to make is she's stupid.
She not stupid.
But wait a minute, so the
Not
whole
bad.
toothbrush
Oh,
thing.
Peaches got mad.
No,
I didn't
think-
get mad.
No, I think she got some sense too. But
She
I'm just
got
saying,
sense. I don't.
she don't have enough sense with this. The toothbrush though.
Why? There are shortages of toothbrushes, and y'all need to ration that one.
What did I say? That's exactly what I told Peaches. I was like, they have the toothbrushes. The toothbrushes are in the hotels. They got them at the corner store. There's toothbrushes
And the
everywhere.
dentist office, they give you free ones.
And I think he felt some kind of way on camera doing that because he was trying to, wasn't he? He was trying to act like he didn't want to give her the toothbrush. She's like, why you acting all brand new? You let me use your toothbrush at home. And I'm like, you at the crib? You can't buy more than one toothbrush? All this money you got?
And extra
Serving hot
people,
dogs?
everybody I know got extra. Everybody I know
Yeah,
got
I do.
extra.
Yeah.
Everybody I know got extra
Yeah,
toothbrushes.
it was horrible. All right, Gloria, the color purple.
Color purple, hands down.
Yeah.
I don't even know nothing about Gloria. I watched it once.
Yeah, I think color purple too.
Girl, color. I know.
Everything you do.
Everything. Look, Miss Steven, hold that. Everything about change now. I can quote 100 million things. This here man, Harpo was you sure is ugly.
Wait, you told Harpo to beat me?
Yeah, I told
Oh my God, you talking about this is me? This is me and Harpo's
This
stupid.
is, oh my God,
All
my
right, here's
cousin
the
used
one
to
though.
say
Here's
that all
the
the time.
Love and basketball or poetic justice?
Love and basketball, hands down. Sanaya Lathan, I watched that movie
But
at
I
least
mean,
100 times.
Poetic
Poetic
Justice,
Justice, I
come on
watched
now.
maybe 3.
Come on now. Well, because they put love and hip hop. Love
Hey,
and basketball is
because
always
we
on.
love it. We love it. It's the basketball story. I'm sorry. If
I
you like
know.
basketball and they started out as kids and they
Yeah,
was next
yeah.
door neighbors.
And I do
and
love
he broke
that.
up with
But
her.
that's a close call with poetic justice because you
ain't
got
close to
Janet and she fell in.
It ain't close to me, boo. It ain't close
That's when
to
everybody
me.
started wearing them dookie braids. That's
Except
the
for
poetic
me.
justice.
I was 10 years behind y'all.
All right. So if you could bring back something from the 80s or the 90s, what would you bring back?
No social media.
Oh, for real? You
For
get rid of
real.
social media like completely?
Yes, because I'm like in the 80s and 90s, girl, we had so much fun and ain't nobody record. Ain't nobody talked about it. Now that your mama and them didn't know. Do you know how many times I was in Atlanta and my mama thought I was in Montgomery?
Okay, I agree with you on that. But
What?
we wouldn't have our audience.
No, but I'm just saying, you asked what would I like to
I
bring
know,
back.
but I'm
and
saying,
I'm
like,
like,
the pros and
no.
cons of that, like-
Well, and we wouldn't have no audience. That's another thing. People won't know how much I cuss.
Wait, okay, and here's something else. My kids that I teach at school were like, Miss Keisha, so how did y'all know when y'all had parties? I was like, we had pluggers. You did what? They was like, what is that? And I was like,
I didn't know what a plugger. What the hell is a plugger?
what?
Oh, you just tell
country.
people. Yeah, I'm country.
Okay, so it's the flyer or whatever you.
Oh
use.
yeah, okay, that's
They
yeah,
call
that's
them
fine.
pluggers.
Oh
So,
yeah.
when you the plug. So and in college, I don't.
Yeah, Kiko's. God, Kiko's was where it was popping.
Yeah.
Everybody was in there copying
Yes,
stuff.
copying it. So I don't know. Okay, I agree with that. I like the idea that my god sister said to bring back the 80s and 90s music, because I was listening to some of that music. These kids, it's the same beat and iron, and I mean like. It's horrible.
Well, I'm gonna agree with
Do
you.
they
on
even
it.
have any love songs?
I'm gonna agree with you because my kids, when I play my old music, like I was playing Luther, and girl, you know I was blowing Luther. Next 2 days, I was like, "Who playing Luther?" Somebody turned my son and downloaded Luther. He was Luther. Let me tell you, they like Kid and Play.
Yeah.
They like. I mean, I was like
Oh,
Jodeci.
I got a 90s baby too. He loves it. And
Oh, my
Keisha's
God.
son too. Both of them. I mean,
Jodeci.
will be kicking it.
I was like, I played Jodeci for them.
Yeah.
They took Jodeci from me. I don't even listen to Joe. They listen to Jodeci. But I'm saying
You know
they
what
like
I would
it.
do if I could bring back the 80s and 90s? I would stop TV at midnight.
Like it used to
Yeah,
be.
when the Star Spangled Banner came on and everything went off, you can get a good night's sleep. It wasn't no bunch of mess. Like you ain't got TV all day long. Like
That's true.
I don't
And
know.
that's same with social media. All this instant information.
Yeah.
It took weeks for my mama caught up that I was gone.
he was like, "Mama, what?" And
Look,
by the time she was
you
over
could be
it, man.
you could be pregnant for 4 months before
Oh,
anybody
my
knew
God.
it. Now
It's
you
like,
know
girl.
the second they can see.
Well, no, on
It's
top
like,
of that, no,
damn.
but on top of that too, them old lady knew. They were like,
No, the old lady said, I dreamed about fish last
Yeah.
night. Which one of y'all prayed? And you be looking like,
yeah. Or like my aunts. My
And
aunts
they
used to be like,
believed
we
it.
gonna know when you having sex. We was like, how you gonna know that? They was like, cause you get this
You
gap.
change.
We was like, come
Gap.
on, man. That's what they used to always say that. I was like, and so you be walking around there all scared, like, wait,
oh,
wait.
that happened to me, but for real, my granddaddy took one look at me. I came home for a funeral. He looked at me. He said, sister, because he called me sister. He said, you pregnant? And I was like, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know. It's a possibility. That's all I said. And he was like, well, you won't be the first and you won't be the last. But my granddad was cool. So I went back, took a pregnancy test, just as pregnant as the day.
Them old folks know, baby. I know half the people who probably watching the same thing happen when you got
But I
somebody.
was only like 4 or 6 weeks pregnant.
Right.
I didn't even know. I was like, are you serious
He was
right
like,
now?
guess what, boo?
I conceived Armand in October, and this was in November when he was telling me, am I pregnant? I was like, and he didn't, I mean, from day one, I got no static from him.
Yeah.
Because he old school, I was 21 years old. But you know, old school country, they 21, they think something wrong with you if you
Yeah, baby. Look.
and no relation.
Right,
And that's old maid status.
That's crazy.
My granddaddy was like, something wrong with you.
All right, so what do you think? Is it important to like his or her family when you're dating?
I think it's not so much as important to like them. I think it's important to get along. Not so much to like, but you should
What
get
would be
along.
the difference, though?
No, I'm saying you can get along with people and not like them. You know, I just not.
Because,
Yeah.
but even when you talk about family, like maybe socially and with work, when you talk about family, if somebody can pick up when you just tolerate me.
Well,
And
and
they
that's a
usually-
good thing. Because I'm gonna say the difference with the animosity, because I've seen families like I was married and my in-laws, we got along. It wasn't so much that I overtly, had this. We were in different cities, but
Yeah.
I don't think I could stand the animosity. I'd rather get along than not.
And
have
I love
the
my in-laws.
animosity.
They've been
Yeah.
amazing. Like, my dad died when I was 2, and so to have a father-in-law who is a cool dude, and my mother-in-law, me and her, I mean, we kick it. So
Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know which one to use, because me and my ex-mother-in-law, I found out now that we are more alike than anything.
well, that's
And
true.
my
They
son,
say you marry your mama.
look at me and at my son's graduation, me and her was all over that dance floor. Her legs about this big. My legs, they were like, and all the rest of our families were like, which one of them got the skinniest legs? Why won't they sit down? Why are they all? And we loud and we're the party, and that's how we roll. And I was like, this is my ex-mother. My mama sitting over there like this, quaint.
I can't even remember your mama being quaint.
No, I'm just saying, she
Oh.
don't dance and stuff. My mom, you ain't see my mom dance. She's not a dancer. She's a talker, but she's not a dancer. And me and my ex-mother-in-law, we were the only two on the dance floor.
Okay.
You would have thought the party was for us.
Okay.
But that was, I realized that we kindred souls, I guess. And we both read a lot, and we're both smart. You know, we kind of have this smart thing.
And I think it's good because then, you know, like I tell my son all the time, you don't, even if your person who you're interested in parent ain't worth a hill of beans, to that person is different. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about if my dad had still been around and he wasn't nothing, it still wouldn't be it's still my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's good because then it makes them comfortable. So like it makes it comfortable for you to, you know, I just think it makes everything comfortable.
Well,
There's nothing else for the parents.
Well, yeah, my ex-mother-in-law, we had so much in common. Like we used to read a bunch of books. While we were married, she used to send me books from Miami. She used to pack up books after she read them, send them to me to read. And I mean, I love reading. And I was like, we had a lot in common.
Okay.
So maybe I should have married her.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's recap. So, Dr. G isn't in, but we're going to definitely bring him back because that's our dude. And he says he wants to kind of talk to people from the perspective of, like, you know, the legacies and what you're leaving your children and stuff like that because, you know, he is in the educational field. So, we'll bring him back. We miss our little cornbread.
He
got
has
the collard
some
greens
very
and the hot
good
sauce and the patience. We got to get the
peaches.
cornbread.
Yes, cornbread.
So
He gave
talk a little bit
something,
about
man.
you know, you were talking about the governor's race here.
You were saying it was decided. I don't know because they've been calling me all week to go do recounts in Okaloosa County in Crestview, and I had told them I was gonna be busy this weekend. I have you know, we got that party Saturday, and I was like, I don't know how to squeeze all this in, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So I don't know, but that's the recount for Florida, which we're on the fence with. Georgia has got a whole nother mess. You know, they found another stack of votes that this dude been trying to suppress. And the judge has ruled, a federal judge in Atlanta late Wednesday, which was last night because we do this on Thursday, handed down an emergency injunction ordering that absentee ballots rejected throughout the state because of an inaccurate or missing birthday be validated and tallied.
Right,
and it's like
so
bunch.
So maybe it's just me, okay? But I don't understand how you could be the person in charge of that and running in the race. And even if it's not unlawful, because, you know, Georgia, back in the day when they were running everything, that's probably how that law didn't get to be unlawful. But just out of just integrity, step aside and let whoever would be the acting person deal with that. Because even if you were to get the votes, it just would seem to me like it would be something that you couldn't be trusted.
Well, this
like,
is the thing about
it's
ethics.
a conflict of interest.
I took a class in ethics when I worked for government, and one of the things is if the appearance of being unethical is enough to make you recuse yourself, even though it's not unlawful, just the appearance of being unethical. So just right there, the appearance of being unethical should have been enough for you to step down. So you could say, I'm not in charge of it, and I'm running. But he stayed in that position because I've got to tell you, we are learning that they would do anything to stay in power. And they don't care what they look like to the rest of us, long as they look good to their base. And it's like, okay, so what you think I'm unethical? I'm still going to stay.
Like, it's be, oh my Lord.
And that's what's happening, you know.
All right, so Trump is getting sued by CNN over the whole thing with Jim Acosta, and good for them.
Because it's unconstitutional. The hell is he talking about? He banned Jim Acosta, took his press pass, talking about that he hit the
and we all saw how that went down. And then the
did,
proof that he used was from a company that, let's mind you, if they had some stuff on him, then it would be fake news. But you can go get fake news and bring it into the forefront. It's like a circus. He creates this environment that is so.
But this is the thing. Sarah Huckabee Sanders stood by that stupid ass lie. Instead of saying, no, I'm not getting up there saying it. What they did was they took the tape and fast forwarded. So it looks like he goes down, but he just go like this.
Because he was just like, wait, no, you know.
But they go and show like he hitting her. And it's like, really? We didn't see it.
Well, good for you, CNN. And y'all.
And guess who with him?
Yeah.
Fox News.
Ooh, his voice. Now he gonna hit all the news media in a minute. Like Trump ain't gonna have nobody. It's gonna be him and Sarah Huckabee Sanders in that room.
Well, every time I keep watching that press circus, it's like, are we in a Twilight Zone? Nothing about that made sense. He tried to do reverse racism, which I found out from my girl Wanda Sykes. Reverse racism is when there is no racism.
Right, Rhonda.
Wanda said, no, y'all, why white people try to do
but
reverse
wait a minute.
racism?
This next story is about to really make me sad.
I know, you believe, you gullible.
We reported a couple of months ago about this homeless guy who was this Marine guy. And the guy had actually took his last $20, which I can't say now, it did draw a flag initially, and gave it to a lady who, so that she can get some gas.
Yeah.
So she created this GoFundMe to help him. He raised over $400,000 for it, probably even more before it's all said and done. And then he had ended up having to sue her because she didn't give him the money. So everybody was upset with her. But Keisha, you found out what?
The judge is saying they were all in it together.
No!
They got, the couple and him got together and created this story to get some gullible people to send their money. Where y'all be getting this money from? I just don't even have money just be sending people because they said a story.
You think about it, $10 if every...
But it's not, but what and that's the thing, I'm like, it's not even bona fide non-profit. Y'all, and I now begin to say GoFundMe is being is being exploited, which we already know they have. So many people use GoFundMe now for.
But it's unfortunate because it had a great idea.
Yeah, but it's like I'm sorry. I think I stumped my toe. Can somebody help me? And then I'm gonna start a GoFundMe page. And some of the GoFundMe stuff is so irrelevant and silly that is so stupid. I get you want to get money from people. But yeah, at this point, it's just ridiculous.
Okay, well,
unless I know the people personally, I'm not gonna start sending money across the country.
So let's talk about this border caravan.
So this is what I've been on watching news cycle all day. So we haven't heard anything about the caravan since the election, right? You know, before the election, the news people, they kept showing how Trump was like, they're coming to get us. They're almost here. Right. They're illegals. We're going to shoot them down. So Trump deployed 5,500 troops to the border. Now, ain't nobody there, right? These troops going to cost us $200 million to do nothing. To actually do nothing. So that's number one. Number two, and I'm going to go on and tie it on in, but the California fires, he didn't want to send nobody.
Nobody. He said,
and
what was that? He made a comment. I can't remember.
He was saying that the forest commissioner, or they are the ones, the problem.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, California been having wildfires since when?
God.
And they got a drought. He's the stupid. Oh God, man. So,
but they saying it's also connected to our climate change. That he
don't want to address that either. Anything to do with science and real factual. I don't know where he get his information from, but obviously it ain't from the real people. And he's in government.
I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Yeah. So a Texas university, and it's actually the University of Texas in San Antonio. The teacher called the cops on a black girl because she had her feet up on the chair.
That sounds like a real misuse of this.
Well, it was a guy. His name was Rowell. I think he was Middle Eastern or whatever. He said he was very upset because she wasn't being disruptive. There was nothing going on. And this one, she said, the professor had like a bruised ego because she felt like people weren't paying attention to her and all this kind of stuff. And she was, just clowning them and calling them uncivilized and all this kind of everything. And they were like, so she got mad when she saw the girl's feet up on the thing and called the police. And they came and got her out of class. So
when do the police start being stupid as well?
Well, I think it's their university police on top of that, but it was just the point that they came next door. And he said and they got the video. She packed her stuff and she just left. Yeah. Didn't say nothing. Then, I'm like, all right, my boy Ta-Nehisi Coates on Trump.
In the midterms, he said exactly what we should have expected happen because of our history. We already know the history.
Yeah.
White men gonna come out in droves. They want to fight for power, and that's what they did. And he said that Trump wanted to get the division going. Everything he's saying is to divide. And he said where Obama just breathing caused the division. The fact that he became president made people go, we got a black man? Oh, I'm mad at the world. And so what he's saying is,
well,
you know,
white supremacy is being seriously challenged, and that's the thing, seriously challenged, and they do not want, you know, their
and the fact that it's supremacy, which means they think they're better, and then they find out and which G brought up that I knew this, but I'm glad that he brought it to the front of my brain, is that they didn't understand Obama because of his eloquent speech, and I loved it, and I was like, oh, he speaks so well, which is what I love about Bill Clinton. And they love Trump because he talks on the 3rd or 4th grade level, which reaches them, and I'm like, oh my God, it drives me insane. And now I'm like, oh, that's what they like. If Obama had to talk like that, maybe they would have been like, oh, that's a good Negro.
So there was another shooting by Chicago police of a black security guard who was subduing and disarming the gunmen that was shooting up the nightclub. How you gonna kill a man helping y'all?
Then I'm gonna tell you what happened. Everybody in the club said, he's security. They all screaming, he's security, and the man still shot.
Oh, Michelle's new book. Michelle's new book. Michelle's new book. The girl from the shy. The girl from the shy. The
And
girl
she
from
ain't
the shy.
holding nothing back. Let's talk about it.
Well, I want to read it.
Oh, read it, but
talk about it. Go ahead.
I'm just talking about what she said on the circuit. One of the things, you know, she was saying, when Barack said he was going to run for president, she was like, oh, cool, great, I'm going to get behind my man. She said in the back of her head, she was thinking, he's never going to be president. But I'm going to get behind him. And I was laughing. I was thinking, yeah, you got to support your man. And then he becomes president. And she's like, what?
2 times.
And then she talked about, she extended a hand to Melania, saying, if you need me, you know, call. She has yet. And,
but the one thing I liked about her, in this, I really love about her was that she was talking about how when she got deemed as someone who was speaking white in the community she grew up in. And I remember growing up, my mom was a nurse. She moved us out of the neighborhood. A lot of my cousins and stuff still kind of lived in the hood. And so when we would go down there, they'd be like, oh, here come Bev or her kid, you know. And it was just one of those things where I totally felt her in that moment. Like, she's like, you could really get beat up trying to, if people think you uppity or whatever. And then you figure out how to kind of like work between those two systems. I mean, she went on to Yale and she did all this kind of stuff. And I remember like thinking about that when I went away to school and didn't have to come back and hang out with my cousins. And there's still some that just, without anything that I feel like I've done, they don't even, you know, won't even barely speak.
That's fine.
And I'm like,
but you like people to like you.
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You do. I don't give a flip.
I mean, I care about individuals. It's not about necessarily you just be liking me, but yeah. All right, so
well, one of the things that she talked about is the miscarriages and having to do IVF. I didn't know about that. And another thing, which they did I was watching some of the news cycle where her and her brother was sitting there, and she goes, my mom likes my brother better. So I want to ask you, do your mom have a favorite child?
I think she do.
I know my mom do. Matter of fact, she was at my house Sunday eating my food. My brother pulls up. They exchange some words, and then she get ready to leave, and they're saying I love you, and I'm like, so what am I hearing? And she goes, the jury's still out on you.
Now, I'm telling y'all, everybody know if you got more than one child or you're have more than one sibling, somebody's like the best. I don't care what your parents try to say.
I'm
somebody
telling
the favorite. So you're not the favorite?
Never. I'm nobody's favorite.
Oh.
Well, my boo said I'm his favorite.
Oh, okay. You got a boo?
Yeah, all the time. And so let me tell you
got a boo?
All the time. So let me tell you. So my
Who
mom.
your boo?
Don't make me say Doja Thomas. Look, Doja gonna go back and be like, what is going on?
You and this
Poor Doja don't have a clue. Don't y'all tell her.
Oh God.
Then I tell a friend, don't tell her.
Don't tell her. Okay.
But no, my mom and my brother was exchanging I love yous.
And they wouldn't give you none.
You
weren't feeling the love.
And I just fed you.
Oh.
This Negro ain't did nothing.
Nothing, and he getting all the love.
And so she said that about her brother, and he was like, yeah, I'm the favorite. She was like, I'm in the White House. I'm the first lady. And my mom, I'm still not my mom's favorite. She still be like, when is he coming? Oh,
I mean, what do y'all think? Do you think that you have 3 children? I only have 1, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, I got a favorite.
You do?
Oh yeah, but
What makes that so? You
well,
know?
it one because we could just be in existence and we're cool. We mesh together. So it's like that, and then you and the other 2 I just don't get and don't understand them. But I'm gonna say this about Aiden.
Right.
I did not like Aiden from birth. I did not like him.
What do you mean?
I did not
Why
like
you
him.
not like your child?
I love him, but I didn't like him. Oh my God!
You act like Fence now.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Remember the thing on Fences when he was like, "Why don't you like me?" Like you. Did you ever
Yeah, yeah, I remember with Denzel.
Okay, tell us because I don't.
But no, this is the thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, Aiden's so sweet. I can't believe." And I'll be like, "Oh my God, Aiden is the most worrisome crybaby child I've ever had. He would not let me leave his side. And every picture we got of Aiden as a baby, he's hollering. I mean, he came out scratching his face. His baby pictures, he got scratches all over his face.
Now, how were you feeling at the time? Were you happy?
Oh, no.
That's
I didn't even want to be pregnant. I didn't even want to be pregnant, and I sure didn't want another child.
Well, he was feeling that.
Well, honey, I would tell you, and he know it, I didn't even like him. I tried to lose him one time, and he found me. Girl, he was walking in the jail. Everybody was like, I had snuck away, because he would be right under me. You know that child that just won't let you breathe? Oh, my God, that was Aiden. He don't like movies, so I found out he don't like movies. But whenever I used to take the boys to the movies, he would I would say, y'all can go watch that movie, and I go watch. Aiden went with me. And I just I can't get a breather. And he was.
So you said you didn't like him because he was too clingy.
Yeah, and crybaby.
And a crybaby, okay.
Yeah, and a crybaby.
But now?
He's awesome.
Oh, okay.
I like him now. I was like, I had to get to him. He is awesome now.
I don't know about Peaches, but if I had more than one child, if I had another child, I think you would see the difference. Like one would act like me and one would act like Doja. And I don't think it matters if it's male or female. No. It's just your personalities kind of gel.
And then you have, and then Doja have his favorite child. You did took DJ.
DJ know he the favorite. Okay.
Ooh,
all right, so Stan Lee passed away this week.
Yeah, but the crazy part about this story, because I didn't know that he was really a civil rights activist. They said most of his characters, that's why he had the black characters. He did Black Panther. That's why he, he tried to put that in there to show that the racial thing is not something that we should do. But the crazy thing is, in the UK,
they said it was Spike
Lee.
They said
Spike Lee died. They was like, what?
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Okay, y'all need to get y'all leads straight.
All right, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see the Red Table, but both Keisha and I love the Red Table. We love that with
Jada Pinkett Smith, her mother, and her daughter.
So they had an episode on
about women and race.
And they had Miss Jane Elliott, who back years ago, she did a study with her 3rd grade class.
With the blue eyes and the brown eyes.
And she separated them and made the brown-eyed children the favorite.
No, the inferior ones. I thought the blue-eyed kids were the
favorite. So either way.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That she said she watched these 3rd graders who were all loving kids that were, friendly together, like literally turn into monsters.
Yeah.
And to the point where one kid was just like, well, why did you hit him? He was like, because it's almost like those people. What people say, that's like when people call black people niggers. He's like, that's how I felt. And so she did this whole thing. So she went back and asked, like, when did the whole race thing get started? And of course, Jada said at the beginning of the time, and she says, no, during the 1400s, the Spanish Inquisition, where it was really over religious rights, but they couldn't determine what religion you are by looking at you, so then they would do it on your color. And so it started. So she's like, there's really only one race, which is the human race. And she just went into, a lot of stuff about it. But her mom, Jada's mom, is kind of like how my grandmother is, I don't think that she tries to be, I knew you was going to say that. I mean, it is true, though, because it's like, sometimes you get, you'll
Oh,
start
I'm
going
with
on
it.
this whole
No,
thing with,
I'm
and it's
with
like,
it.
can we can it just be the human race and we talking about life? And I get that we have these things that go on in the world, but every single thing, sometimes I feel like even having a sensitivity with women, because she talked about the N word and when Bette Miller did that and everything. And I just feel like sometimes it's like I think one time you had made a comment or something about Trump's wife or whatever, and I just felt like as a woman, which is what Jada was saying, we shouldn't be talking about each other. We already have enough discrimination, where we're getting discriminated. Then we're gonna further do it within that, and then take that. And then as black women, we further do it if you're light or if you're dark. And then it just never gets to an end, and it's always something.
Well, I think what Jada's mom is saying, where I am, is that we've experienced stuff. And that's where Jada's mom was saying, I can't actually get in the groove with what you're saying, Jada, because things have happened to me. And even Jada had things happen to her. But the way she internalized it, and Adrian is her mom's name. And the same way with me. I mean, I grew up in the South. And in a part where I was, I went to an all-black school, then I went to a predominantly white school, and I've been in an all-black neighborhood, I've been in a predominantly white neighborhood, and the difference between the two is just, it makes you feel a certain way.
So then my question to you is, if them acting that way make you feel a certain way, then why would you return that?
I don't think it's a situation of returning that. I think it's a situation of, I won't let you get close to me because your people tend to hurt my people. Even when you think you're not hurting us, you tend to still hurt us. And so I keep my distance from you because of that hurt.
Right.
Because one of the things that the white woman came up and said was, I don't know what to do. And what did her name, the doctor, say?
Jane Elliott.
Jane Elliott said, what do you mean you don't know what to do? You got eyes.
And
that's the part that upsets me, because white people see what happened to us. And the silence is so loud. Let's talk about the unarmed black men. Think about all the white friends you know who said nothing. And you were like, why didn't that upset you? I'm upset. Peaches, you upset. Keisha, you upset. Why wouldn't that upset you about a man being killed by the police that don't have a weapon?
Right.
And they never get upset. And I'm talking about the ones who never get upset. And then what I hear from them is, he was trying to steal. So what? He can get arrested and go before court and plead his case.
They don't give him,
because
when you really think about it, all of the reasons that they give on why they should die are the same things that was the issues before Jim Crow. It was the same stuff, like just how you see me. Like they think when you talk about welfare that all black people, that's the first thing you think is black people.
Yeah,
but there's way more white people on welfare than
way more, because they're the majorities. And I have to keep reminding people, y'all are the majority. We are a small percentage of make up your this nation.
Well, one thing I did want to address was how the lady was saying how when they talk about white privilege, and I felt like they let her out on that one, because she was like, I don't realize when I'm having a privilege and no one tells me that. No, you do.
No,
there's no way.
The doctor didn't let her out on it. The doctor came right to the table and bam.
You know when you have privilege. That's anything. Like if I walk into a place where most of the people know me and me and you are together and they're speaking to me and be like, hey, Key, come on, go this way, we good. You know somehow I had some privilege. Like you recognize that. And when it comes up, she makes the choice to ignore it and then say, sit behind that.
It goes back to the ignoring and the silence.
Yeah.
That's the part that we don't get. And we're going to get on to another story where some women did something different. But what we're talking about between women, black women and white women, and we brought it up about the Black Klansman when it was the white woman that started everything. And I'm sitting here going, we've got a very bad history of white women doing our people wrong. For one, crying rape when there's no rape. And the part that's disturbing, which is what Jane was saying, is that white women are oppressed. Y'all just got voting rights a little bit before we did. And it's like, you are oppressed, and then you turn around and oppress the ones beneath you. And it's like, how can you do that? And
well, I think, and I'm not necessarily defending any one person, but I feel like, and this is just my view on this, so where even with Trump and for the women who were voting for him, I feel as though they know what's the right thing to do. And as a woman, they may want to do it, but then they have the people paying the bills.
But he don't know how you vote.
I'm just saying when they go around and they get influenced by that because they like being capped or they like being in a situation. Everybody likes to be loved. So I'm like, you're torn between two worlds where you know the right thing to do. And I'm not saying all white people, because I think there's tons of them who are, understand that plight and want to make a difference, but I'm talking about the ones, like you said, who are in power, that wants to keep that power and wants to be oppressive. So that's making it very clear.
But that's the thing about oppression, and because I'm reading Trevor Noah's book and about apartheid, and he's talking about all these different races and how they do each other and how they have to split up by skin color and all this craziness. This is and it's so much like America, because with the women, even though we're all feminine and female, we turn on each other based on race and class.
Right.
And that's the thing that kind of upsets me, because regardless of our race and our class, the men still treat us inferior as women.
Right. And I think that's why I got a little, I was so passionate about when you were talking about the N-word and that whole bit with Bette Midler, because I just felt like, personally, it's already that part, but then you go a step further and you look at African American women, and we treat each other differently if you're dark skinned or if you're light skinned, or if, you, in your eyes, like Jane was saying, appear to be this European woman, so you're prettier or you're this or you're that. And it's like, what's wrong with having an afro? What's wrong with,
nothing wrong with, well, and see, you say that about the N-word, but that's the point we're making. Men see all of us collectively as the N-word. Regardless of our hair, our color, they treat women as the N-word. You understand that? That men, they don't take no for an answer. That means they'll rape you. They don't think that you deserve to have a mind of your own, so that's why women vote for Trump, because they don't, like you just said, they need a roof over their head and they got a man. And I mean, these are the things that make us inferior to men. They don't think we could run the country.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that they take advantage of the fact that, from a godly perspective, that they're supposed to be the head. But he says that you treat her like you would yourself. In the word it tells them that, like, love me like you would love yourself.
But that's
do me like you would do myself. But I'm saying, they're right.
They're not doing godly. Yeah. They're not doing godly. That's the part we're finding out, is they're not treating us well. That's why she said women are the N-word, because they're not treating us well, no matter your color. And I know we're black, but black or white, we're not getting treated well. Listen. And for white women to know they're not getting treated well and turn around and treat us bad too. It's like, how can you do that? And I got one little small story before we move on. I met one of my friends named Jennifer. She's a white woman. And
You got white friends?
Yeah, I do. Oh. And so we were talking, and she was like, I want to be your friend. I was like, nah, you don't want to be my friend. I was standoffish, because my thing is, ain't nothing good come from a white woman. I'm going to run. No, because what we just said about our history. And so I was like, no. And I told her, no. And she was like, Lakeisha, we are really cool. And I was like, yeah, but no. And finally, she finally broke me down. And we are so good that, I love her to death. And she knows that I love her kids. I would actually take a bullet.
But I guess that's what I'm saying. Like that, the attitude that you took towards it is the attitude you don't want anybody to take towards you.
No, I don't. No, I'm saying, honestly, I don't. What I just said is that nothing good can come. And that's because that's my history. With what we just said, that white women tend to be silent and ignore the fact that they have privilege. You understand what I'm saying? And with Jen, I don't get that. She would stand up and scream as loud as I am, which is why we are friends. I can't be friends with somebody who I can't talk the way I'm talking now.
Right, and I'm glad that you were able to break down the barriers to have that relationship with her. But I'm saying all of the relationships that you could have had your mentality not been like that. So that's what I'm comparing it to. Like, that's the same thing I feel when I think about.
And I don't feel like I lost out on anything because of what my history is with white women.
It's loosely making the connection
I'm just saying, I
to the
get
fact that's why a lot of white people stay racist, because they're like, what am I losing out on?
No, and that's
black friends.
No, and that's great, but that's the point I'm making, is our history is so volatile to the fact that what Jane was saying is that white people who are nice people tend to also be okay with black people being suppressed. They don't stand up and talk out. And Jen is not that type. She'll stand up and talk out. But I'm saying most And that lady who was nice, Jada's friend,
Well,
who stepped right up and said, I don't know what to do.
Well,
and Jane
but
said, are you stupid?
Right, but the thing is, like Jane, when she did her little interview, she was saying, she was speaking against for some kids, like, one person stand up that would trade places right now with a black person.
Nobody stood up, no.
And she says, and the fact that you would not do that,
And you know that
clearly
something's
tells
wrong.
that something is wrong.
Yeah.
Because,
So-
I mean, if they said who would, even with Trump, I'm pretty sure there's some people that stand up and trade places with him. You know, and feel like they can run the country better, do whatever. But she was like, nobody stood up. Nobody cared.
No, and let me tell you something, and I know a lot of rappers that do this, but Nas, you know, I listen to Nas, he said they don't want a nigga having shit. And that's one of his lyrics, and that's the way that they don't want you to have nothing, especially not being the president of the United States of America. We saw it.
Well, my hope is that when I look at DJ and his generation and the people that come behind them, that they're starting to be a lot more tolerant, and they're accepting, and they're trying to get to the place where they go, you know, like you said, getting back to just the human race. Because honestly,
I don't
there's
want
been times.
stop that.
Well,
I
no,
don't
wait.
like that about. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like
Well, let me
about
finish.
being
There-
tolerant.
Well, because here's what I'm saying
No.
about being tolerant. I'm different than you.
No,
so I
but
have to be
get that.
able to tolerate the things that make you different, because if I didn't tolerate them, then how could I get along with you? I mean, what other thing? What house would I say that? I'm not gonna do what you're doing. I might not like what you're doing. I may not agree with it, but I can tolerate it. Why? Because
I don't want to
different.
tolerate. I'm talking about, and when I not against that, but I'm saying for me, I hear tolerant as a way of allowing people to further suppress you, and you tolerate it. That's what I'm hearing, and I'm saying no. I think
Oh,
the next,
that.
no, but I'm saying that when you say tolerant, like okay, I tolerate what you're doing, and I'm like no. I'm saying to myself, no. What we need to do is get to the point where we treat everybody like a human being. There should be nobody in America or on this earth that is treated less than a human being. And when we say that, we're talking about animals. Don't treat me like an animal. Don't put kids in cages. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at this point, nobody should be treated less than, regardless of their race, regardless of their class. If you got money or don't have money, you shouldn't be like, oh, I'm only going to listen to so-and-so because she's got money. Yeah, I mean.
All right, so they have this thing called the Secret Sisters, and they're saying it's a racketeering thing. So how it works is somebody at the very top, everybody sends them a gift. And then you keep adding people on like a pyramid scheme, and wherever you fit in that pyramid, you could never get anything. So the person who gets all the stuff is the person, of course, the very first person gets everything.
That's the top.
And then it goes to 2, you know, and so I know that they do this with money too.
With everything
Like you
a
take
pyramid scheme.
I know, but I'm saying you take a group of people who are your friends, you bring other people in, and you put in your $500, and hopefully with this circle that you're in a good place, that when it's time for you to move up and collect, you get your money. But if people fall out or don't give the money or whatever, you're out.
Well, this is the thing about pyramid schemes.
They're calling
Stay the hell away from them. No money is free. None of this. I'm saying this as loud as I can. Bernie Madoff. Listen, people. Listen, Linda. Linda, are you listening?
Linda.
We do not invest in pyramid schemes.
Right, because that's
just stay out
money
of it.
that's like,
It's a scheme. It's just not.
All right, so
no
Serena
money.
Williams have been named GQ's Woman of the Year. And she's 37 years old, and she features on one of the 4 covers of the December issue, and she is wearing a black long sleeve turtleneck leotard.
Go Serena with that body.
There. So anyway, the artist who did the painting crossed out men and wrote in woman, and people took offense to that, and they thought because Serena in past have been saying that she looked like a man or whatever.
The people have called her a man. The ones who've been nasty and
because
ugly.
of her muscular physique.
Yeah.
And I just like the fact that she says, "I've been called a man because I appear outwardly strong. It has been said that I don't belong in the women's sports. I should be in men's sports, and I look stronger than many of the other women that play the sport." She says, "But no, I just work hard, and I was born with this bad A body,
bad ass,
and proud of it."
You had to say bad A.
Because that's what I wanted to say.
Oh God.
Why you
with
got
this
to
bad ass body? Because you're quoting her.
Okay.
You're quoting
Trust me,
her.
you clearly knew what it was because you repeated it.
But our audience may not.
Okay, they get trust
with
me.
this bad ass body. And the thing about it, it goes back to racism again. You're degrading a sister about her body, the body that she was born with, and that she worked hard to maintain. So I mean, I don't get it. Either we too fat and ugly, or we too toned, and you're never gonna satisfy somebody who's looking to not like you because of your skin color. So
She married
She
married a white man.
Yeah, and she rich.
What's that to do with marrying a white man?
That's what they were married about. But I mean, the reason I was gonna say she's rich because the people your circle widen when you got money. People you meet, other people with money, most of them are white. So
what you need from
what
the
do you
South?
mean what?
Because that's not the only people that have money. Keisha.
No, I'm not saying they're the only people. I'm saying
There's a bunch of broke white folks too, baby.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
that
her
get married to other
circle,
broke.
the circle that she hang around, it affords her to meet more rich white people than I would meet. I don't have that circle. I'm just saying her circle is different than our circle.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with that.
No, and I said you said she married a white man. I was like, yeah, he was in her circle. There you go. He happened to be white. She dated a bunch of rich black men, but she married the white man. It's her prerogative. I have no problem with it.
I don't either. My issue was the fact that when you like because she's rich, I'm like, that what they got to do with marrying a white dude?
No, I was just saying that her circle. Her circle is with rich white men.
All right, so your boy Trump did not go to the World War II celebration. They were celebrating 100 years. Now here's the dude that clowns people for not standing up for, supporting the patriotism of this country.
He don't know what it means.
I mean, I'm just saying, and you don't show up to a celebration of 100 years of World War I veterans that fought for the freedom, but you can cuss somebody out and the sport he plays and the other people that do it and tell them they're not patriotic and they're not. Help me understand that right now.
Tell me why he didn't show up.
Because it was raining.
Oh, so these people can put their life on the line.
Yeah.
And fight for your country in the rain, sun, when it's sunny, when it's cold, when it's hot. Mm-hmm. But you can't come to just the damn memorial.
You can't. All right, we're gonna move on.
Let's not move further because right after that was Veterans Day and he was in D.C. And he couldn't drive. He couldn't get in the car and go around the corner.
Too busy eating this. What do you eat?
McDonald's, KFC.
All right. The Baraboo, is that what it is?
Baraboo high school seniors.
What did they do?
They took a picture in the spring doing the Nazi symbol. And it was like 60 kids, white boys, all white, except one white boy didn't do it. He said he knew it was wrong.
But tell me this, what is going on?
Who raising them?
Okay.
But the whole school's got this nasty racist thing going on there that they talked to a few black kids and they said that just is over the top racism. That it's like, oh, so the administration is in on it too. Which is horrible. I would hate to be a black kid at that school.
Cindy Hyde Smith. She's a Mississippi Republican. And you said she faces a black Democrat challenger in November runoff. And Sunday that her November 2nd remarks was exaggerated, expressive regard for someone who invited her to speak. And any attempt to turn this into a negative connotation is ridiculous. What did she say?
She said that if he invited her to a lynching, she'll be the first one there. I lost my voice.
If the president invited her to a public lynching, she'd be the first one there.
If it was a lynching, and she thought that nothing was wrong with that. So I want to tell you,
no,
Cindy,
because she's probably friends with what's the girl who just with the blackface?
Megan Kelly.
Yeah, she's probably friends with Megan. Come on.
So here's the thing. Are you
and she didn't feel that was inappropriate.
No, and she came back. This is what she said, that it was taken out of context, and was like, how can you take that out of context? If anybody try to attempt to turn this into a negative connotation, is ridiculous. No, it's not ridiculous. You're stupid. Or you tone deaf. What are you talking about? When has a lynching ever been appropriate to say that you will show up to if they invite you? No, it's some shit I'm not gonna show up to, and a lynching is one of them.
And you from Mississippi.
And you from Mississippi, with the history of lynching in Mississippi. Nothing about that. It just tells me that you hold on to that old standard that it's okay to beat a person publicly for whatever. And colored. They had to be a brown person, a brown and black person. So yeah, it's
so we're
not
gonna talk
okay.
about these two together. First, there was a couple who was shopping at the Costco, and the police I don't even know if they detained them because the guy called in and said that they were robbing the Costco because there was a Costco that had gotten robbed or whatever. And then he tried to change it to say they were shoplifting. Like, the story is ridiculous. I know when I worked for a company, when I did retail, you did not follow somebody who was shoplifting out of your store, for one. And number two, if you call the police, you better have no whip. She put it up under her left arm. It slid down the back of her bra and hit the back of her. Like, that's how much information you have to have. Because if they sued, which is what they're going to do, Costco is about to pay them jokers some money. And they would tell you that. It's better that we let them take those little $20 worth of whatever.
Right.
Then, I'm telling you that right now. They just don't do that. Like, unless you can totally prove.
But that's what they do.
All
and
right.
And I'm reading Trevor Noah's Born to Cry. It sounds more like apartheid every time I'm like, the two are just like parallel.
Yeah.
One in America, one in South Africa, but the same damn story. Go ahead.
You got Travis Jordan. He's 36. He was staying with his friends and a coworker, and they wanted to do a wellness check. Wanted the police to do a wellness check on him because he had just been having some problems with depression and had been drinking a lot. Well, they killed him. A wellness check. A wellness check for an unarmed man.
What happened to the training and the cameras and all the stuff they said they were going to give us?
And they told you that that's what you were going to do. So it wasn't like they were ambushed or walked into something and thought something other than that. They told them that. When
is white America going to get upset? It ain't happening. It's their white privilege.
And I think that, I know I have a number of white friends that are upset about it. Is it enough of them? Clearly not the ones in power.
Well, it's not just the ones in power. Even the ones not in power, when more of them get upset, we have the people to change the way we do things. It's going to take white people to get upset, not just black. That's what it's going to take. So, the California fires. Ooh. Miley Cyrus lost her house. Gerard Butler lost his house.
Before you start talking about houses, there's over 50-some people where they had to bring in DNA specialists to identify these people's bodies because people were in their cars trying to leave. And it burned, incinerated the cars. Like, what we know about wildfire? Was it campfire?
I don't even know. The wildfire just spark and go. Once it goes, it's like fast. And so they lost their home. So some of the celebrities were showing pictures of their homes being burnt down. And Kanye and Kim hired private firefighters to contain the fire in their neighborhood, saving many homes. And some other celebrities volunteered by feeding the first responders, helping people who were displaced, helping put out fires, and buying supplies. I mean, everybody's out there trying to do things to help during this time, except for the main man in charge. Now this, he the only one ain't trying to help. He started tweeting how the fire was their fault, the Californians. He just can't. He can't.
Especially when the majority of the forest is federal land.
Yeah.
So he is responsible for it.
Yeah, and he said it's their fault, and he don't think he should send money down there. Since
he ain't got no choice.
No, but I'm saying he tweeted. You know,
I saw the tweet.
Yeah, the tweet said he's not sending no money down there.
It's an insurance company that is right now is $70 almost billion from the and they were like, we gotta file bankruptcy. We can't even pay all these claims.
Yeah. But let me tell you about.
Can you imagine being the person at the tail end of that? Like, what you gonna do?
Well, and this is the thing where we were talking about earlier. He deployed 5,500 people to the border to do nothing, and won't even send them to California to help. And Jeff Flake and a couple of other Republicans are so disgusted because he's in Arizona. He's like 70 miles from where the fire started, and he was like, it makes no sense. Yeah. These people, when I'm saying these people, Americans, and it's like he's talking like they're not even Americans.
I got a lot of family that's in San Francisco, LA, and then of course in more northern California. Some of my cousins had a video up, and it was like 10:30 in the morning. You could see the smoke. Like it was just midnight because the smoke was that dark and that black, and they were like, you need a mask or you need to not go out. Like it's really bad. Yeah, it's almost like it's just burning it away.
Well, and you know that's what. And now, since we're talking about Californians and California fires, and you just mentioned that, that's what you know, we all learned about This Is Us. How the dad died, the smoke killed him. After he, you know, he was healthy and in the hospital, and they didn't do whatever.
Right.
The nurses was all over the they were all over the internet explaining what actually happened, even though it was a fake, you know, story. They were explaining to us that that this is it. He didn't get burned up, but the smoke got in his lungs. So yeah, that was. I mean, 45. You're just disgusting at this point. I just keep thinking.
I want him to just do better, just as an individual.
I pray for him. I started praying for him. Yeah. I said, Lord, let me pray, because this is the only thing I can do.
Because you got to think about that. He's in leadership. And Peaches, I mean, you in the military, like, that's the thing. Like, you guys have not, y'all can't talk against the
head commander in chief.
Right, you can't talk.
I ain't in the military.
No, I'm talking about when you were in the military,
no,
y'all could not talk about. Okay, and then he's the person that's technically supposed, the reason why people vote, you know, a certain Republican or whatever is because that's, you know, who they say would support the military or whatever. And it's like, every time you turn around, he's doing something that just poo-poo on everything. And it's like, how do you hold your peace in that with something? You know,
how do you send 5,500 military people to the border to tell them that it's a ploy for election? Because that's all it was. The caravan ain't nowhere here, and they're sitting around doing nothing. Which, and if I got a job and you got a job, and you know I'm here to protect the country or whatever, you got me sitting here doing nothing, and there's a fire over here, and we could be over here helping.
And I'm chilling.
But the thing is, a lot of the times, like, you can't mix federal with local state stuff. Like when Katrina hit, or when the hurricanes in Florida, like in southern Florida hit, like a lot of people wanted to go volunteer as active duty, but we can't because that's more of a National Guard thing. So you got to be careful. People think that just because you active duty, you can just go because the president's in. You know, it's a whole different kind of thing with our National Guard, Reserve, and active duty. Because active duty, in theory, we're preparing for war. That's what we're training for. The reserves, I mean, they keep up their training and stuff too in case they get activated as well. But the Guard and Reserve are more for stateside peacetime type thing, and which he still could activate them.
So do you think that those are the people? So then, how was he able to send those?
I just said military, the 5,500.
Was it military or was it?
No,
it's military. And he said anybody
like, was that
because if he deemed, it depends on how he listed as, if an attack on U.S. soil or whatever.
Well, and let me tell you what his instruction was: anybody that try to come up here, shoot him. He don't care if it's a child, a woman, or whatever, shoot him. That's what he said. He tweeted this. This is the ignorant mess.
Okay, let's move on.
Can we be human beings?
Jill Scott, baby, with her performance with the microphone. Jill, I mean, you showing your skills, boo. Like, she was. I mean,
I ain't watching.
You have not seen it? Oh my God.
No.
Jill went there, baby. Went there. There, they got memes out now where they like can show a piece of her doing something, and then you'll see, you know, a dude like, yeah, Jill went there. She let it all hang out.
You got a son.
Yeah,
he's gonna see it.
She's not just getting close to the mic, baby.
Greg said, now y'all talking.
Wait. You know what it was?
Fred said what?
No.
Greg or Fred?
Greg.
Okay.
Greg.
What's the thing when they say, what was the rock the mic? Remember that? They used to say,
rock.
No, rock the mic means giving a blowjob. And
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, and so she was really rocking the mic.
I was thinking it meant you rap. I don't care. You know what? I told
Greg said it's mandatory watching for all sisters.
Oh,
mandatory watching.
I ain't watching it. I'm gonna say stupid.
Jill
Greg, I'm gonna say stupid.
She not only like had the microphone resemble something, she was all over here with stuff, and yeah, she was doing her thing.
LeBron building schools.
She did do that. I was like,
she was
God.
jiggling balls.
Yeah, she was. She was doing it all. Speaking
much.
of that, Mr. Michael Avenatti, that's your homegirl's lawyer. Now he in the news saying that he didn't slap around a chick.
Well, I heard it was a setup.
You heard
Nobody
it was a setup?
believe this. This
Okay.
fake news.
All right, well, we gonna see. All right, in San Francisco is this place called, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Kellogg store. They had the Pringles, and every year Pringles do like a holiday one. So they had Thanksgiving turkey, pumpkin pie, and stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put them in this, it's like, they probably about like this, speaking of which, look at our mug.
Nice.
And so when you chew it, when you taste it, it's supposed to taste like turkey, whatever. So it came out and it was $14.99. Sold out instantly. $14.99 for maybe like
Can I
25
drop the
chips.
F on? Who the hell buying this shit? Who the hell buying this?
Wait,
$14.99
no,
you got me
gotta
a
wait.
real turkey.
You gotta wait now. So
A
after
slice.
$14.99, it sold so quick that people were buying them, and now it's up
The
to
white people, because they the only ones that they eating a chip that
$150
tastes
a
like
pop
turkey.
for you to get that trio chip.
White people buying this. I know you don't like me to call race, but ain't no black person buying this thinking this is a Thanksgiving meal. No.
So
I'd rather eat a turkey sandwich with sliced turkey
oh my god.
than eat
So they're limited
chip.
edition chips that Kellogg does, and so it's a big fuss over. So next year I think I'm gonna try to.
You know,
we can do.
this is what they do. They put limited edition on it.
Let's do
People
it.
break their neck. No, I'm not spending
Okay,
no
so I
money
do
on
want to
that.
take a spin real quick. Amazon, did you know when you return stuff back to Amazon, they don't repackage and sell it. They stack them in these boxes and they sell them in bulk to a place called a liquidation company.
Mm-hmm.
And so the liquidation company has an online liquidation where you can go in there and bid. And a lot of them start off like $7,500, and they'll tell you what the suggested retail price is, like $1,200, $1,500 or whatever. So the stuff you get, you take your chance because some of them, could
Defective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this lady on YouTube, she had it, and she had got the big box or whatever. She spent $200 and some odd for the box, and then she had to spend $200 some for the shipping of the box, and it ended up being $500. But with the $500, she got roughly $1,500 worth of merchandise, and of the $1,500, probably about $1,000 of it was still workable or whatever. So you kind of take your chances. So I was thinking, if you wanted to save yourself some money for Christmas.
Oh, I'm not buying nothing.
No. I'm just saying, if you did.
I'm not.
I'm just. We know you're not buying nothing.
buying
I'm just
nothing.
saying. Think about that. Liquidation.com. So they take those items that get returned back to.
Hey, that's for shoppers. I'm not one of those. I don't care what's in them boxes.
All right. Okay, so I got this quote. Prejudice is the emotional commitment to ignorance.
Yes, it is.
All right, we're going to move on because we can talk a lot about that today.
You
Mom,
know,
stressed
because
out.
ignorance
All right.
is people like to be stupid. Like
All
that
right.
lady, she wanted to be stupid on the real
I'm
table.
excited about the black ballerinas.
I saw it, and I got a question.
Yeah.
Why it took so long?
Yeah.
Hey, black ballerinas just came out last week. Did we
No.
just start getting black ballerinas? They've been black ballerinas for
Our prima donna,
years.
we got a black prima donna.
I know.
And she's so
Well,
stinking
pretty.
cute. So what they normally would do with their slippers, they would first they start dyeing them, but it would get all on them. So then they start putting makeup on them, so it'd be easy to wash off. And now there's a company, I think in Europe, that are actually making them their color.
I saw it come across the little. I saw them making them, and I'm like, what took so long?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God!
So let's talk about this. This law in Tennessee, in Memphis, at this mall that says that you cannot wear hoodies. And they end up arrested, or at least making 4 guys exit because they had these hoodies on. So then these 4 white ladies was like, hey, guess what? We're going to put on our hoodies and we're going to go up in the store
and see
and
what
see
happens.
what happens. So they said they walked around at first and without the hood on. And then when they put the hood on, the guys told them that they had to take the hoods off because they just want to be able to see their faces or whatever. But they never asked them to leave. So I'm curious if, as a sister, if me and you were to walk in that same mall and I put my
girl,
hoodie on.
we'll be locked up. Shit, and we the worst. What they
I
said,
know.
we the bottom of the barrel. I mean, honestly, I think they have no respect for sisters at all, and I think we get treated the worst, even below black men.
Well, we were just talking about the white women, and in this they were in support. Because
yeah,
they
but that's
said-
what we're saying.
They were saying that, listen, they're not people who want to go against the law. If that's the law, if that's the way, they're going to do it tomorrow, that's fine. But let it be equally enforced. And they was like, and it hasn't been. And they made a total point on how unequally enforced it was.
And yeah, that's apartheid. I'm sorry. I'm reading this book and I'm just
I know
like,
you. I need you to be done with this
Damn.
book. We need to find you another book.
I'm almost through with it, baby. I'm like, this is apartheid right here. Every time I
Middle School.
the Robins, and I'm like, parallel to what we're talking about. I mean, different continents.
Yeah.
Same black and brown people with white people, and it's the same craziness.
Okay.
I mean, it's like black boys, you're out of here. We throwing you out the mall.
Okay, so here's the deal. Let's go to being not to be, because I got a question for you. I need you to be honest about it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So if your partner left their phone within easy reach, and you were alone, would you snoop? Would you take a peek through their messages, their calls, their social media, or are you secure in the reliability of your relationship?
I personally am secure. Know why? Because he ain't got nothing going on. He old school. When you date somebody old, they ain't got no social media. He barely know how to text. It's like, and the only people call him is his family. It's
Would you check his phone?
I'm not it. He don't have.
It depends on how I'm feeling, because I'm nosy naturally.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you,
and it's not a trust thing unless we beefing, but it's just like, well, I wonder what you be looking at, what you be doing. So it just really depends. Sometimes it just really how the wind hit the crack of my butt.
So then, but that's what I'm saying. So like, if he walks in on you, peeping through his stuff,
my man gonna know I'm nosy.
He gonna know you nosy.
Well, and then
but see, the thing is, I wouldn't be mad if he was going through mine either.
Really?
Well, and this the thing with us, when we're together, we don't really do phones. Nobody's on the phone, and I appreciate that. So it's not like his phone, because you know those brothers that ding ding every time they're like, he doesn't do that. His phone is sitting there. It doesn't make any noise. It's not doing anything. Nobody's blowing up the phone. We just don't have that type of situation.
But you know what? I think that there are some young people. And my son, you know, I've talked to him about this a couple of times in his relationships and stuff. It's like they troll each other on social media. They would look at these phones. And I always feel like if it's got to go there, then you shouldn't have a relationship. Yeah. You know, if you got to be all up in their business all the time worrying about what they're doing or not doing, then...
Well, and then my thing is, I've dated guys, and we both have Facebook pages, and we've hit each other stuff, and it becomes entertainment for all the thousands of people.
Well, I don't think you need to be doing that.
Doja has no social media, because I asked him. He's clearly not on anything.
No, he has an Instagram account.
Oh, I'm finding him.
But not meaning like he trying to, you know.
No, I'm saying now since you told that he gets stalked.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying like my man is old school where he just don't get the social. He don't get the talking on social media and putting your business out there. It's like.
Well, do you think that it shows a sense of insecurity to look through his phone and do all that?
Yeah, I think it does, because I mean we started. Yeah, I think it is, because listen, if he gonna cheat, he gonna cheat. When you looking through the phone and that.
Okay.
And the other thing we learned, be prepared to get your feelings hurt. And that's if you ain't prepared to get your feelings hurt, leave his phone alone. If you ain't prepared to leave his phone alone.
And then here's my thing with that. If it's not a trust issue, so if it's something that he don't care if you look at the phone or whatever, and y'all kind of got that understanding with each other, I ain't gonna trip with that. But if it's because of trust issues and you're looking for
that's a problem. So let me ask you this, because Coco and Ice-T share one phone. Okay. They were, you know, when they had their show, they had one phone, and I was like, I couldn't do it, because the phone is so private.
When they apart from each other?
No. They have one phone.
I know what you're saying, but I'm like, then it's hard when you're apart from each other, because he had to work.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that they had one cell phone, is what I'm saying.
They might have shared something, because I mean, if he
they might have a landline. You don't have to have.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm like, generally people do it for safety reasons, because if he's working or whatever. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and my brother and his girlfriend, they get down after a while and have one phone. And I'm like, I don't want to share my phone with nobody. It's so personal now. Your phone is so personal that it's like, I don't think I can. It's like the toothbrush. That it goes back to that for me. Yeah. To share my phone with you, no.
I don't sharing my toothbrush. About my phone like that.
I do, because I have all my passwords, and
I do
my
have stuff like
business.
I got
and
stuff like that.
It's
in there.
everything in there, and I got my son's
Now, when I say
information.
personal, I'm not talking about just like generally like everybody blah blah blah, but like
No, I'm just saying that even to share it with somebody, it's like for me, I got so much of my data in here that's not. It ain't got anything to do with cheating or anything, but I have stuff in here that I don't want you in my business.
Well, I'll tell you
and I'm
this.
kind of private like that.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, having trust and people with trust issues.
Can you indulge your share phone?
The whole point of the phone is that when I'm not in his presence or he's not in my presence, if you're trying to get with somebody, like, you know, if you're trying to get in touch with me, that's stupid. That's the only reason
I'm saying it's a landline. If you have one person at home.
We talked about that in the 80s. That's all it was.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Nothing else but that. So if it was in that case, then yeah.
Right.
Because we still got landline.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's people still have landline.
Not me. Girl, I told you we lost our cordless phone for 6 months.
That's what I'm saying.
And I cut that phone off.
I will tell you right now, we have a landline, and there's 3 type of people that call our phone. My in-laws. They won't call your cell phone for nothing, and swear they call your cell phone, right?
They don't know the difference. Yeah.
My church, because they love them robocalls and the telemarketers. That is it. We don't get nobody else calls on that phone.
I told my grandma that the other day, and she was like,
and I think my husband just keeps that for that reason because he knows his parents call that phone.
Well, my grandma, she's older. She was like, y'all ain't got no. Y'all ain't got no landline. And I said, Grandma, the only person used to call it was you. She was like, I said, when that phone rung, I knew it was my grandma.
Okay. All right, let's talk real quick about health and wellness. I'm gonna kind of lump this all together, and then you just tell me what you think about it. So we were talking about adult black males and African Americans, period, are 20% more likely to report serious psychological distress. Living well below the poverty, and 3 times more likelier to have serious psychological distress.
Yes.
More likely to have feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and worthlessness. And so I think it's kind of are less likely than white people to die from suicide, but more likely to attempt it. So when you think about attempting suicide and dying from suicide, it's like, when you're attempting it, I'm gonna
tell you what the problem is. I'm gonna tell you what it is.
So then, they are more likely to be victims of serious violent crimes, and making them more likely to meet the diagnosis criteria of PTSD. And we talked about that.
Well, going back to what you're saying, that they're most likely to attempt suicide, it's because the white people have access to the real ways to kill yourself. We don't have access to, and I'm saying like guns and real.
Are you serious right now?
No, I'm just saying for poor people. They're not.
What are you talking about? Poor people where? Because poor people I lived around definitely could get a gun.
No, but I'm making a point.
I know, but I'm like, your point.
They attempt to suicide. Like if you're poor, either I'm gonna buy food or I'm gonna buy a gun.
Correct, but what I'm saying is the attempt is, and this is just from me, when I first got out of college, I used to work at a psychiatric hospital with suicidal teens. And your attempt is always your cry for help. It's not necessary. So I think the people are feeling hopeless and they're having depression and doing that, and they're crying out for help. They're not necessarily trying to kill themselves. They just want the help to do it.
So the white people are trying to kill themselves.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And just in this area alone, it's something that has been in the high school stuff that's got really rampant. And I tell them all the time. And I think I was telling this to Peaches. I was like, you have a young. We both have all of us have young sons. But more importantly, to like really just keep your pulse on them and be like, hey, how you feeling? You know what I'm saying? If they start to feel a little change, if things start happening a little bit different with them, like really checking in with them, because that stuff is real. When they see all this stuff happening on TV, when they experience something, when they see a friend do it, like they don't really know how to get it out. And you know when boys are teenagers, they don't talk as much, and you got to make them talk to kind of get that stuff out.
I know. I got a quiet
one. All right, real quick,
one
go ahead. We got to wrap this up. So your finance piece, boo.
Oh, I wrote down.
Oh, okay.
So how disciplined are you with spending? I was chewing because I thought that was going to be.
You being funny? You being funny right now?
No, I'm talking to people.
Okay, go ahead, talk to me.
I ain't. A hit dog will holler on it.
Do your thing. How about that?
Can you walk away from a wanted item? I do it all the time. When someone purchases a wanted item and have not met their needs, is this being financially responsible? I know people lights be turned off, but they just got their hair done.
Yeah, no, see, that's
look, I can't be in the dark. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
and heavy credit card debt tells what about a person?
What does it tell about?
Well, and that's what
they have bad spending habits.
Are financially irresponsible. Yeah. Because one of the things that my friend was talking about, one of the candidates had heavy credit card debt, and she was like, I just can't see myself voting for that person. I was like, that is your criteria.
No, seriously, because they feel like,
But for me, I was like,
you going? It's like the military has a problem with that too, don't they? No, because I think I don't know what it was. Maybe it wasn't the military. It was something where they were just saying like you become more of a risk
for your security clearance.
All security clearances. Okay.
Well, but my thing was this
job.
candidate had heavy credit card debt, and that was the one item that kind of made her go, I don't want to vote for this person. And I was going, but if they gonna restore the rights, if they're gonna do the
right, but then
education,
think about the fact that if you get in the situation where somebody wants to grease your palms and get rid of all of your debt, would you do that? Or you know what I'm saying, like you may start off on that platform, but your integrity could be questioned when it comes down to you.
Well, and this the problem. The person that's in the office already got greased palms.
I know, but
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying the one item that made you say I don't want to vote for this person is their credit card debt, and I'm going and what she was saying was that it made them look irresponsible financially, and I was like, but is that enough to not vote? But anyway, when we're talking about how disciplined are you with spending, we have got to tell ourselves no. If you can't tell yourself no on some things, then you find yourself being irresponsible with your finances. So,
well, I also say on the education piece to kind of connect to that is, well, I want to talk about engagement, but more importantly, with kids showing self-discipline, even in their classrooms, even with the stuff that they're doing, like all of that stuff kind of connects together. How disciplined can you be? But what are you teaching your kids about being effective communicators? Because I think we talked about the kids speaking up when they need help, but it's another thing for them to be effective at communicating what they need, and it takes you talking to them. Now, I have walked up on situations where I have parents that feel like they got to invoke so much fear in their kids to keep them from doing negative things that they put the fear in them, and then the kid kind of cowers down all the time. So when they're in a position where they need to step up for themselves, they don't. And it's like, I get that you are the authority in the house. I get that you're the person paying all the bills. But make sure your child has a voice. Because when you're not around, especially if you're working, vacationing, doing whatever, they got a lot of time that they're spending by themselves or with their peers or in situations. And you have to make sure that they can speak up for themselves and they're not being cowered down because you've treated them like that all their life. So make sure they have a voice and that they communicate.
I was going to tell you, I have a hard time communicating with my kids because I'm the female and they're the males. It's like we're speaking two different languages. I mean, it's like I cannot understand them. I'm like, what are you saying? And they're looking at me like, what are you saying? We don't understand. If I say go do something, they're like, but I thought you meant we could do that tomorrow. Yeah. No, that's not what I said. And it's like, and it's that part where I'm like, it's the male female. They hear something totally different than what I'm saying. Yeah. So now I have to say, tell me what you heard.
Right. And then you also have to be careful too, especially when you have boys, not to emasculate them. Because if you are the person who's in charge and you're the primary person, it's hard for you not to be in charge and do everything. But then they will find women that do the same thing to them, and then you mad at that girlfriend that they act just like you to them.
Well, that's what happened to my ex-husband. I guess I act just like his mama.
All right, that's not nose rings.
Not.
Huh.
Ew. On women or men?
Men.
No, I'm asking because some women have nose rings. I don't like it on neither one.
All right.
Sexting. Because I'm like, a man on top. Oh, no.
What about sexting?
We're old school, no.
No to that.
And sad thing, we think we're sexting and we're not. It's so sad.
So you never sent something that kind
of. But I'm saying that it's not to what they're doing.
You don't think there's no sexting in there? I think it's some sexting.
No. I'm saying that what they call sexting is not really what me and my man do. Well, we're not even close to it. Okay. Because I'm gonna tell you, yes. Okay. When I was dating, when I was doing that dating online, this young dude.
Oh God.
First,
sent you a pic.
First thing out the gate, and I was like, I was screaming. I was like, what is this? I'm not.
You knew what that was.
No, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what is this? I was screaming, and I was like, no, dude, you don't do that.
He was like, let me show you what I'm working with, boo.
And I'm like,
all right, what about wearing pink?
Oh, I love men in pink.
Okay, all right.
But my new man, he too yeller.
Do you like thugs or nerds?
Neither. Somewhere in the middle.
Okay, what about Valentine's Day?
I like reform thugs.
You done been through something, but now they living right.
Yeah,
I think Valentine's Day is hot.
I think it's overpriced, over ridiculous, looking ignorant, especially them folks ain't.
No, you know, let me tell you what's ignorant. Ignorant is this mama who's breastfeeding her 9-year-old. That's ignorant. Ain't nobody got time for that, Keisha.
God gave her that milk.
Whatever.
Her baby. Y'all shut the hell up.
If you, I promise you, I will slap any friend who's still breastfeeding their kid. Now, I hate it when the 5-year-old all down here grabbing the mama titties and stuff. Come on, what we doing?
You going to hell.
I guess I'm going to hell.
God,
all right,
put that milk in there.
The state police says 65-year-old Donna was charged with animal cruelty. Why?
Because she had 44 frozen dogs in her New Jersey suburb of Philadelphia township resident. She had 44 frozen dogs in her little apartment and 133 live animals.
Where did she have frozen dogs? Where?
They were dead. They were frozen, I guess, in a cooler or whatever.
What kind of cooler do she have where you can put 44 dogs in there, Keisha?
A bunch of freezer. I'm saying freezers.
How you gonna... Listen,
what kind of
dogs? But
excuse me, I'm just bringing this stuff. Don't ask me. Ask the people.
Okay, so let's just say, ain't nobody got time for that. But I'm still want to know. She kept spending her money back.
And she was living in deplorable and inhumane conditions.
Come on,
with
Donna
all
Roberts.
these dogs.
That's nasty. All right, from the outhouse.
She white. Hold on.
Stop it. From the outhouse
to the penthouse.
We out.
Two different point of views with the same name.
What they name is
Keisha and Keisha. Keisha, Keisha and Keisha. Oh, Keisha and Keisha.